Thanks so much for that, Chrissy. Okay, so infertility affects 1 in 6 Canadian men and women, and a growing number of people are turning to IVF and other treatments to help them build a family. Now, today is World Fertility Day, and here to talk more about fertility is Dr. Jeff Roberts from Pacific Fertility. First of all, welcome to CTV Morning Live. Thank you for being here. This is a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. Help us understand, how big is infertility?
Well, it's not just a physical problem. It's a problem that takes a significant psychological toll on our patients. For some patients, it envelops many aspects of their lives. Interpersonal relationships, particularly friends and family that have children.
Yeah.
So it's a problem that's debilitating for some. 1 in 5 of our patients are clinically depressed, and it's a significant source of post-traumatic stress disorder. Some of our patients can't be in malls or in areas where there's children, so it's become a significant mental health problem as well.
Now, more and more women are leaving it also later in life to start a family. What options are available, and is that an issue as well?
Well, regardless of the patient's age, we always start out with investigations. So you have to find out what the problem is. You can't always simply just blame age. So the first step for anyone that walks through the door is going to be testing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a very simple fix, even in a patient that we would consider at a more advanced age. So it's sometimes a problem we can keep patients home and out of the clinics for the most part. But if we're not finding a problem we can fix, then age is often the problem, and that's the female age. And we can help that through the clinics. We can't fix eggs.
Yeah.
That's a myth. There's no technology that makes an egg better. We can make more.
Right.
So a lot of the things we do through the clinics is just simply making more eggs.
Now, when you say age is also not a problem, so in other words, you do have a lot of young patients as well that come in and are dealing with infertility.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to, of course, make that clear. Also, what are the latest advances? We've come such a long way when we talk about infertility, and there are so many. You mentioned some of the options, but the advances.
Yeah, things have changed rapidly over even the last 5 years. It's an area of medicine you have to really keep up to date. You can quickly fall behind. The work through the clinic has fortunately become more successful, so we're having fewer and fewer discussions about failed treatments. Our laboratories are making better embryos. The culture techniques, the technologies for embryo culture has really improved. We can test embryos now genetically before they even go in.
Oh, wow.
Through in vitro fertilization, which...
And what are you testing for?
Testing for the most common problem that would cause failure.
Okay.
Most eggs are genetically abnormal.
Okay.
Even at a very young age. Fresh out of high school, the pregnancy rate's only about 25%.
Wow.
I think women have to understand when they see other women on the street, they're not 100%, which is I think a lot of our patients think. It's always going to be very limited. So most eggs don't work because there's either too much or too little DNA within the egg.
Okay.
So you can't test for that. It's not a perfect test. It hasn't shown that, but it may be a method of getting to the best embryo faster, so the patients are going through.
So speaking about that and the eggs, Dr. Roberts, when a lot of people are also, women are going to the option of freezing eggs.
Right.
How early should you be doing that?
And freezing's the other technology. Freezing works much better, and for egg, that's probably the biggest breakthrough we've had. Freezing eggs allows women to somewhat preserve their fertility. It's commonly used for patients undergoing sterilizing treatments but age can be considered a problem because fertility does decline with age. So there's really no answer to that. The vast majority, 95% of women show up at 35. 35 is the age where things become more of a problem for us.
Right.
And naturally, so that's when we see them, but the answer would be earlier the better, but after 35 becomes more difficult for us.
Okay, 35 is the number.
Yeah.
Really quickly, Dr. Roberts, how do you talk to people when they're dealing with this problem? Because there's a bit of a taboo around this.
There is. It's very cultural. We live in a city with every culture, and that's one of the fascinating parts of the job is you meet the world. The reaction to it is different with each culture.
Right.
Some cultures it's very acceptable to be childless. namely more Western European backgrounds. Some cultures it absolutely is not acceptable, and that's associated with a lot of stigma and embarrassment for the patients.
It's a tough job, but we're definitely thankful for people like you doing it. So thank you so much, Dr. Jeff Roberts, for coming in. Very, very important topic, and we could sit here and talk about it forever, but we do have to go. If you want to watch the segment again, you can always go to our website, ctvvancouver.ca. Nafisa?
All right, thank you, Sonia. It is time to check in with business news with CTV's chief financial commentator, Patty Lovett-Reed. And the big story today, employment numbers are out for both Canada and the United States. Patty.
So let's talk about Canada first. So for the most part, there was a little change. The unemployment rate, though, did drop from 5.9% to 5.8% because participation did pull back slightly. The only province that showed any sort of gain would be Saskatchewan. Now, where did we see a pullback? We did see fewer public sector employees and little change in private and self-employed. We saw some strength in business building, support services, wholesale, and even retail trade, but fewer people were working in finance, insurance, real estate, rental, and leasing. Now, looking at this report, the Canadian dollar did pull back about 9/100ths of a cent. It's an okay report, but when it comes to the Bank of Canada, many believe that rates are going to go higher. The timing, that's a little questionable. And very quickly, we also got U.S. employment numbers, 200,000 jobs expected. They got 250,000. Looking at wage increases, they were pretty significant, the best in a decade. So kind of tie it all together, it's looking like a positive trading day. A lot of that has to do, though, with trade and a deal possibly being inked between Canada and the the U.S. and China before the end of the year.
All right, thank you, Patty. Coming up next, we've got your celebrations. Plus, here is the carpool karaoke you've been waiting for. It's Babs in the driver's seat. Mark's got your late laugh coming up.
Can You Ever Forgive Me is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Top critics are raving.
I'm in a criminal position.
Oh my. It's Melissa McCarthy like you've never seen her before.
This is the best time of my life.
Tasting Jif peanut butter is like tasting peanut butter for the first time.
What?
Every time.
What? Come on!
Original Jif peanut butter. Over 1,300 quality peanuts in every jar. Now in light with 25% less fat.
Love this one. It's the best. 5TV. Love 5TV. 4K picture, restarting shows from the last 30 hours. Set recordings from anywhere. And watch your downloaded recordings from anywhere without Wi-Fi. Keeping shows for as long as you want on your PVR. Too good.
Did you want to see any other room in the house?
No. We're sold.
Get 5TV, the best TV service.
You said you were working a case. How exactly did you end up here?
Monday on CTV.
Patio door was open.
You want me to find your cat?
Is that blood?
You're gonna take me to this body.
When a corpse vanishes, the chase is on. Magnum PI, streaming Monday at 9/10 Mountain on CTV.
Every morning around this time, we'll be showing your celebrations. So if you have a birthday, an anniversary, or another event you're celebrating, we want to hear about it. Send us a photo to celebrations@ctv.ca. Happy 18th birthday to Hannah. Love, Mom, Dad, and of course, Sadie. Happy 41st birthday, Daniel Canellas. We wish you the best. Love, Anna and Filippo. Happy 8th birthday, Andre. We love you so much from Dad, Mom, and Andrea. Happy 65th birthday to Maureen Ing. Love from your friends and family. Happy 13th birthday, Rainier. Love, Mom, Dad, and Guylaine. And happy birthday, Chad and Gordon Dudaward. So send us your celebrations to celebrations@ctv.ca. Stay with us. We're back in 60 seconds.
Before she was Carole King's superstar, she was Carole King, teenage songwriter. Her music would become the soundtrack to a generation. Her story is the musical of a lifetime. Beautiful. The Carole King musical.
November 13th to 18th at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
We decided to go with Bathfitter after doing a lot of research.
Yeah, we loved how they could install a new tub right over the old one without tearing our bathroom apart.
Yeah, what we didn't expect was to be blown away by the quality. And that's what happened. They showed up in the morning, and by the end of the day, we had this absolutely beautiful new bathtub. It was better than we could have even imagined.
And it's guaranteed for life.
I actually love our bathroom now.
Book your free in-home consultation today. Call or visit bathfitter.com.
CTV Morning Live, brought to you in part by Waves Coffee House, your place to connect.
All right, it is 6:53. What's going on across the rest of the province on this Friday? We do have some rain as that system still barreling through the southern interior. So 13 in Kamloops, 13 also through Kelowna. Don't be surprised to see some thunderstorms triggered through the Okanagan today. Nelson and Cranbrook will get periods of rain as well, highs of 11, 9 in Revelstoke today. It'll be raining showers off and on through the central interior, 8 in Prince George and Williams Lake. Some of those mountain passes could see that wet snow again, too. +1 with probably a few flurries up in Fort St. John and some rain along the north coast, and we're going to get that later on this weekend too. Today, however, a couple of showers lingering around. Port Hardy will be 12, 14 in Campbell River and Comox, so a mild day right across Vancouver Island. Showers easing off later in the day, 15 in Victoria, 13 out of Tofino, and a nice mix of sun and cloud later through the Gulf Islands at 13. Mostly cloudy up around the Sunshine Coast, but the showers should ease off too. 12 in Powell River and Sechelt, 11 in Squamish if you're heading up to Whistler today, 9 degrees in the Village. Metro Vancouver, a couple of more showers around this morning, and then we should get into sun and cloud this afternoon. It stays fairly cloudy, though, out towards the valley. Temperatures out to about 14. So our 5-day, more rain coming barreling in tomorrow, especially by the evening. So looks like that roof will be closed for the Lions game, and then the clocks get turned back as we fall back to standard time on Sunday. Look for a few showers on Monday. A little bit drier for Tuesday. By the way, you got Travis Lulay coming in to talk about that game, too, and the tribute to Wally Bono.